Holy moly, they don't call these morning glories for nothing. That is glorious. Ooh, beautiful. I am super anxious to try out my new tool that I got at Magnolia yesterday. It's a deadheader. So I've got this marigold over here that needs to be deadheaded. Let's go in for a snip. Ah, I love it. It's so nice. Let's see if there's anything else we can deadhead. Oh, do you guys remember that this was Stuart? He's going crazy about the possum again. Ah! Look at what he's doing. Stuart, what is it? Stop smelling the possum, hun. Oh my goodness, what are you doing under there? He's smelling. Okay, back to deadheading. Remember, this guy was so sad. He had little worms on him. We sprinkled him with diatomaceous earth and that worked. No more worms on this beauty, and it is back in full force with all these gorgeous blooms. And he needs a little deadheading. Let's see what else. I mean, the blooms are just amazing. There's one. Other than that, he doesn't have too many dead heads to snip. A couple hidden in here. Yeah, there we go. Oh, here's one back here. And the reason you deadhead is just it encourages new flower production and plant growth. So we just get rid of the old and it will create the new. There we go. Looking gorgeous. And then this guy is left over from last year. Need to get this trimmed up. I'll go get my new trimmer and try that out. This guy is left over from last year and it's just gorgeous. So we're gonna trim up this lemon or lime. I'm not sure which one it is. And deadhead him. Okay, it's not even like 6:30. I'm up. I'm still in my jammies, but it has been so hot that I've got to start watering right away. So it's been close to 100 all week. It's supposed to reach 100 maybe next week. Today is supposed to be 97, tomorrow 98. No real rain chances to mention. And so to keep our garden going, I've got to get water on it. And we got some free sod from a neighbor who was doing some work and had a little left over, and I've laid it here. I don't know if you can see that. And I've got to keep that wet. So it's like the second I get up in the morning, I've got to start getting water on things. That is Texas gardening, not for the faint of heart. Okay, you can probably still hear Stuart sniffing for the possum, but I thought I would go ahead and get my gardening apron on and get it stocked with my new toys from Magnolia that I got yesterday. So let's remind myself what I have in my pockets now. Oh, my handy dandy green kind of like string tape that my husband bought me. So that's in one pocket. These are gonna go, yuck, because I have this guy that I got at Magnolia yesterday that I'm very excited about. So that's going in the pocket. And of course I have my new deadheader. That's going in the pocket. Now this isn't really something I can very easily carry on my apron, but I might try. I love having something to dig with always at my side. Just when I see a weed, when I just see something that needs to happen, I can do it. So I may sneak this into this right-handed pocket just to see if that'll hang out with me. What else do I have in here? Oh, I've got more of those squash seeds. Remember the Italian heirloom squash seeds? I may plant some more of these. I'm just not seeing enough squashes in my life. So we'll keep these in here. All right, let's get some garden maintenance done. Okay, it's time to see these little buddies in play. So taking off the safety lock. I mean, is this thing supposed to go where my thumb goes? Or where my hand? I think it's supposed to go where my hand goes, like this. Okay, so this has been driving me crazy. This little piece of dead lemon or lime bush. So that's coming off. It's nice. Got a dead piece in here. That's coming off. And then this whole piece over my beautiful petunia is kind of driving me crazy. So I think I'm going to take it off at the base. I just don't think we need this one. This one is just not really helping the cause of this bush. So that's going to go. And now what I have is a much better situation where I can actually see my petunia. So locking those down, putting those in my pocket, getting out my dead header that comes in this handy little case. And I'm gonna get busy deadheading because there's a ton of them on here that need to be deadheaded. This is really fast. I really like this little deadheader. This is nifty. I like it a lot. Some of these may not be fully ready to deadhead, but I'm here with the tool. It's happening. Gotta be careful because this thing means business. Whatever it snips, it's coming off. There's even some dead leaves up under there that really need to come out too. Pretty nice. I think all those are dead. Kind of hard to know for sure if they are. Cleaned up. It looks good, doesn't it? Yeah. I mean, it looks gorgeous. Let me get rid of this. Driving me crazy. There we go. That's better. Now we had some blooms over here. So it makes me wonder if I'm gonna get some baby lemons or limes. I usually do get some every year. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't know that I can zoom in enough for you to see it, but there are little buggies all over this. I'm gonna spray it. Those have, or I'll put some diatomaceous on there. That'll take care of it. Okay, this is some of that diatomaceous earth. I'm just gonna sprinkle it in the areas I see those little creatures crawling. They're probably an ant of some nature. They're not fire ants. They could be like little sugar ants or something. I don't know. So I just sprinkled them in the little spots where they're crawling around. That should probably take care of them. I'll just need to keep an eye on the rest of this plant. I may put some kind of down at the base just in case that's where they're coming from. I'll get them before they get up to the top. There we go. And I may sprinkle a little more over here down underneath just in case those worms think about coming back. I don't want to make my whole plant white again. Don't need that business, but I can put a little bit of that in there. Oh, and this guy, look, there's worm right there. I don't know if you can see it. Am I too close? Am I too far? I don't know. There it is. Oh, there's another one. This will take care of the problem. There will be no more worms on this plant here in a few minutes. Poor little cauliflower or broccoli. It's been trying to grow since like last fall. I don't think I have any real pests over here going on. We've got a tomato. That's the oregano. There's baby basil down there. A beautiful like guess that's, I don't know what kind of flower that is. Looks like a zinnia. It's like a petite zinnia. And then a pepper. They all look pretty good. They don't need anything. So I think front deck is now pretty well complete. Show you the morning glories. Oh my goodness, these came back volunteer from last year. Look at that. Those morning glories are amazing. Thanks, Mom, for those seeds. He's climbing all the way up. It's gonna be gorgeous. There's Favorite. Morning, Favorite. How are you doing today, Favorite Hen? How are you doing? She's a happy little girl. Remember this little project from a few weeks ago? It's looking really good. We got some impatiens. I have no idea what this stuff is that I bought that put in there, but I really like the way that's looking. Just did 2 identical baskets of that hanging from my little windmill thing. And then just an old chrysanthemum I have planted down there. He's doing well. And coming out at the base there, that little fine frilly thing, that is a volunteer from last year that I planted. And it is a red climber, it's called. It's a beautiful climbing vine with beautiful little red flowers. So I'm gonna hope I placed him just right, twisted the pot just right. So hopefully he will come up this structure and give me a whole bunch of beautiful red flowers. Meanwhile, the dogs are enjoying this morning, both chewing on, it looks like Clyde found a chicken egg. I wish I knew where he found that. And Stuart is drinking from the hose. His other obsession, besides smelling for possums. Front yard is looking really good. Okay, I've got my coffee. I've got my bucket of stuff that I need in the garden. I've got my 2 trusty assistants who are scouting for squirrels. And it is a gorgeous morning and it is time to head to the garden. Okay, we'll do a quick walkthrough like we always do, just to kind of check the status. Nothing really going on up here, no rain. So we've got, you know, these are like more native type plants, sage, and then I don't know what that's called, but it has little red flowers, but they are just growing, but they're not doing a lot just because no rain. Over here, we're looking pretty good. These are sunflowers we planted. Again, kind of okay. Okay, so these are the Anaheims, and look at the number of peppers they're putting out, which is lovely. And the good news is they're not spicy. So these are things I can just put in anything I'm cooking. Last night I sauteed them with some of the yellow squash from over there, and they were delicious. I put them in a quesadilla. I made a squash and Anaheim chili quesadilla, and it was delicious. We need to pick that guy, zucchini. We'll do that. Okay, so I thought this was a weed, but now I wonder, looking at the beautiful flowers that kind of they look like sweet peas, don't they? They look like sweet peas. I am wondering if this is a plant. I dumped a seed pack in here like last year. I think of just like flower, you know, like butterfly flowers. I don't know what they were. But now I wonder if maybe it's something I planted. Anyway, so now I'm really letting it grow because those are beautiful and I've got more buds. Our little sunflowers we planted are trying. Zinnias are trying, but again, it's been 100 degrees, almost 100 degrees, not quite 100. These guys are still looking pretty sad, but we put some more water on them last night. The tomatillos are growing by leaps and bounds every day, but they're still getting eaten up. And I sprayed them with this last night. I may just go ahead and You know, it's important to get under the leaves. This is what's doing it. Whatever's in this little curled up leaf right here, it's already gone, whatever it was. So I'm gonna spray these guys again, just to see if we can get them some relief from whatever is eating them up. Okay, some peppers, doing okay. They've got blossoms. I just wish they had, you know, healthier plants, but that would come with rain and we're just not getting that. Some zinnias, the eggplant, which looks really sad to me. Not sure what to do with this guy. I think just more water. I don't know. Tomato, doing okay. He's got blossoms, but it's so hot. That zinnia is doing beautifully, but one zinnia by itself is kind of sad. There's another one. Some squashes that we planted. The herb bed looking good. Little scan here. I've got my shade cloth up. Little scan here of the status of the garden. You will see my makeshift shade structures over the cucumbers and yellow wax beans and the peas. Obviously, this is not pea weather. I mean, it went from beautiful and low 80s for a couple of weeks to near 100 and full sun. So they're not happy. I'm doing my best to keep them shaded. We'll see if we get anything else out of them. I may just need to rip them out. Hey, Clyde. My yellow squashes, they're not looking great. Is it the heat? I don't know. So I put extra water on them last night. Like some of their leaves are yellowing. They just don't look fantastic. Oh, look at this cool spider. He's a good, I think it's a spider, or is it some sort of, ooh, it's some sort of a grasshopper thing. I wonder if that's causing the problem. Like, oh, and look, little cucumber beetles. I think that's what those are called. Right there. So that's not good. I know those are not good. So I usually like pick pests and then stomp on them with my foot. I don't love, there's that weird guy. He's weird. I'm not gonna kill him. I don't know what he is, but maybe he's good, maybe he's bad. Do you know what that is? If you know what that is, will you tell me in the comments, please? I do see a lot of ants around the base of my stalk, so I'm gonna spray a little bit of that spray around the base. I don't like to spray the spray up by the flowers because you just saw the bees. So I'm not putting the spray anywhere near the flowers. I'm just gonna look under these leaves to see if I see any telltale. I guarantee you, I know what it is. It's those little beetles. I just saw a beetle on this damaged area right here. So I think I need to spray some of this. I just want to be careful not to get it by the blooms. Because again, this says borers and beetles, which are the nemesis. But you see the beautiful bees in here. I don't want anything disrupting them. So I have to be super careful where I spray. Now's not a great time to spray. I'm not going to spray anything up top right now. We're going to let the bees have their time. Tonight, I'll be able to spray a little bit more and all the blossoms will be closed. And so I won't get any spray near the blossoms that way. But I am going to spray near the base. Number one, that's where the squash borers like to lay their eggs. So I'd like to, you know, keep this not interesting to them. So spray that. Plus I saw all those ants down there around the base and I don't love that. Just put a little bit of that down there. Hope for the best. Do the same around this yellow squash down here. Again, they're not gonna disrupt my blossoms. Do not want it anywhere near my blossoms. Just at the base right now. Good bees. We love them. I don't want to do anything to hurt them or make them unhappy. Just getting the base where the ants attack. I'll come back for these, that was a beetle. I'm gonna come back for the beetles that are doing this damage later when the squash blossoms are closed up. Okay. I'm gonna trim off tomatoes like the base. I've needed to do it for weeks. I haven't done it. So I'm gonna take care of my tomatoes, trim them up, I'm going to do the same thing around this guy. We're going to pick this zucchini. Woohoo! We're going to spray around his base just to protect him. Going to spray some of these beans back here because you can see some leaf cutters are getting their leaves. So we'll spray them, just give them a jump start. Once they get going, I won't need to spray them again. Look at the green beans. I mean, I'm sorry, these aren't green. These are the yellow wax beans, but look at them go. I bet we get some real soon. This is the patty pan squash, and he looks real happy. Again, I've got this makeshift shade cloth up. I'm gonna stretch that back out. These are the radishes. I ate some on a salad the other night. They're not too spicy. They're real good. The cucumber looking fantastic. Also, it's appreciating the shade cloth. I'm gonna wind a lot of its little tendrils he's sending out onto this wire to train him upward. I think I'm gonna dig this up a bit, rip out some more grass, and I am planting okra today. Woohoo, it's hot enough. And I think today I am going to go to the nursery and find some flowers to go in this. And I was thinking, do you see these things right here? And these nice metal, so I'm wondering if we couldn't, Chuck's not home, but maybe when he does get home this week or something, I can have him build me some little like uprights in the four corners and maybe right here too. And then I'm gonna get some shade cloth and make this trailer a little makeshift shade cloth tent. And then whatever I plant in there won't get too, dried out. Watering the watermelon and the honeydew melon, and they are really doing good. Look at them taking off up these climbing structures that we've got. So getting some water on them this morning. And then just wanted to show you our cool cactus. He's coming out of the license plate area of this little trailer. And he's dangerous, don't get me wrong. I probably need to put something around there so we don't bump into him, because that is gonna hurt like crazy. But he's so cool. He's a real cool cactus. And I noticed yesterday I was hanging out down here and the gigantic grapevine is doing really, really good. I'll take you down there, let you see it. So these are the grape leaves. Oh, look, and they've got grapes, even though we've had no rain. This sweet, sweet grapevine. Oh, he's had to work so hard to make these grapes. No rain, but he still made them. Anyway, he's all up in this tree. These are his vines. Those are his vines. He winds way, way, way up high. This is his base right here. This is grapevine. Do you see this? This is his base where he starts, and he comes up around this I guess this is an oak tree. I don't know what kind of tree this is, and winds all up through here and goes to the treetops. I can see grapes. I can see grapes all the way at the top. Way up here there are grapes. Look, isn't that crazy? Way, way, way up high. And this is the grapevine. This is grapevine. It's so cool. I love this thing. It's just a beautiful shaded area under here. You can see the grapevines growing. They go all up into the tops of the trees. So anyway, I can show you the creek. It's real sad because we have no water. We have no rain. So this is what we're left with. When we moved in here 12 years ago, this was beautiful. It was just a gorgeous creek, clear water, and occasionally it gets that way. But we believe that there's been damming going on up further on South Bear Creek. And, well, we know there is. and people are stopping the water flow up higher to make themselves ponds. And so now we don't get much of the water anymore down here. We only get the floods when their ponds overflow after a heavy rainstorm, and then it breaks their dams, and then we get flooded. All right, well, I guess you've seen the current situation in the garden. I'm still in my jammies. I got a cup of coffee to drink, and I got a lot of watering to do and a lot of work to do, so I'll keep you updated. Clyde, 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 what are you doing? What do you hear? What is it? Are you helping? Clyde has to be one of the funniest dogs. He loves spending time with me while I'm in the garden. He rarely leaves my side. I might have been down there for 2 or 3 hours yesterday, and he was there most of the time. There's all the nice soil that I'm turning up after ripping out the grass. There's my bucket full of grass. It was back-breaking work. And here we have a bed that is ready to plant. I got 3 different types of okra. They all grow well in Texas, but I can't wait to try the different kinds side by side and see how they taste. I just missed Clyde sleeping there on the corner. He was so cute. And then I've got these okra seeds ready to go in. That's what okra seeds look like. And I've made 3 trenches, and I'm going to place those seeds, again, the 3 different kinds, in their separate rows, and get those all planted. It's looking really good. I'm very excited about it all. I also got these coneflowers at Magnolia yesterday, coneflower seeds, so I'm going to give those a try. I'm hoping that they'll come up okay. Here's what those seeds look like. I made a little trench and they went, and then over here by the honeydew, I'm gonna put some sunflower seeds that I got from Magnolia as well. Here's what those sunflower seeds look like, just like you'd expect them to look, just like the kind you'd eat. So in they go into their freshly dug trench, and I'll cover those up lightly with some of the loose soil. And then here in a little while, I'll get those watered in. And this heat that's going to come later in the day with the water should get these guys going. Okay, reason number 9,262 to cry when you see those on the bottom of your cucumber leaves. Believe those are eggs of something not good. So you always want to go ahead and remove them off. That's how I get them off. Pretty much destroyed at that point. And then I may go ahead and just spray some of that beetle killer. So I think those graduate into the cucumber beetles that just wreak devastation on our beauties. But the cucumber is looking good. Starting to, look, he's starting to, vine up. I think they like the silver better than, this gets hot. So I'll point him in the direction of this. See if I can train him up this way. The green beans found it, or the yellow wax beans found it. They know what they're doing. These guys could probably use a little help. I need to get on the front side and pull them this way. pretty good. I can't wait for some patty pan squashes. I hope we get some. They're in there, they're tiny. I'm hoping they're gonna do something good. Okay, I don't really want you to look at me because I'm a mess and I'm still in my pajamas. And it's now like 10:30 in the morning. I started this morning out in the front yard at 6:30 a.m. Just rolled out of bed and was like, it's cool outside, let's do this. So don't look too close at the dirt and the hair that's not brushed in the pajamas. But that was a great work session in the garden. I'm wrapping it up. I'm starving. Everything in here is looking kind of amazing. Really happy with what we've got so far. So just quick look around before we call it a day. Kind of start back here. Okay, last project really for this garden is that trailer. I need to buy some already started flowers, I think, and then like I talked about, maybe building a little cute makeshift sunshade for it. So I'm thinking on that. This will be our new okra bed. We've got those seeds in the ground and they are watered in. So let's see what they do. They love 100-degree heat. That's why I decided it's time. And the watermelon and the honeydew looking good. The cantaloupe also looking good. And in the back here, I planted some sunflowers that I bought at Magnolia. These guys, we've looked at these guys several times today, looking good. These guys, looking good. Peas, squashes. This bed, got it cleaned up. Harvested a nice size zucchini off this guy. We've got, you can see now, tomatoes down there. Trimmed up a lot of my tomatoes to force them to put more like into production mode instead of leaf mode. Planted some catnip. So this is in tribute to Tipsy. Tipsy found us like November time frame, I think. We loved him. He was like the sweetest Siamese cat. He was so friendly and warm, and didn't know we needed Tipsy in our life until he was here. And then just as fast as he came, he was gone. One night he just never came home. And I fear something got him. So anyway, I had bought that for Tipsy. Never planted it. I didn't have the heart to do it after he was gone, and well, I just decided to go ahead and do it. So we've got a catnip corner going in for Tipsy. Got some great tomatoes taking shape, and this fun ground cover that actually reseeded itself from last year. I planted him in the wheelbarrow last year. He was beautiful, and now look, he's going to cover that bed. That's so cool. The herb bed doing great. Zinnias, squashes, tomato, eggplant, more zinnias, doing great. These guys are just gorgeous. I'm hoping to get some more yellow squashes any day now off of them. I did a spray for beetles and whatnot down there. Our zinnias, I'm sorry, the shadow, you probably can't see. The zinnias coming up great. Those are sunflowers, the big tall ones. The tomatillos are really looking good. And I saw just a few minutes ago what is eating these. And it's those little tiny, I call them cucumber beetles. And so I sprayed him again one more time with that beetle killer. Peppers, a squash, more peppers, jalapenos, poblanos, flowers, and then another zucchini plant that's doing fantastic. But I sprayed his base because those little fire ants or sugar ants, whatever they are starting to attack him a little bit. This Anaheim, this wins the award for best producer so far. I mean, gorgeous. I think I may stuff those with some cheese and put them in the oven later. Planted the coneflower seeds that I got from Magnolia there. We'll see what they do. But all in all, the garden is looking great. Oh, look at him. Clyde is tired, very tired. Decided to take a nap in the grass. The dogs have really enjoyed the morning out in the garden today. They've had a blast out here with me playing, lounging, just enjoying. The morning has been actually really nice and cool. I know this afternoon it's gonna be hot. So there we have it. the garden is in full growth mode and starting to be production mode. It won't be long when I walk up to the house with armfuls of stuff. So pretty darn excited. Thanks for joining me for this garden update and work session. I hope you enjoy the beautiful views and the fun watching the garden grow. Bye, everybody.